April 10th, 2023, 9 a.m. will come to order. Let the minutes reflect that we have a quorum. We will begin with a prayer from Pastor Hungerford, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this nation that you've allowed us to live in as the greatest nation in human history. Lord, as stewards of Wilson County, just give the commissioners just amazing wisdom and insight into the issues that they discussed today. In your name we pray.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance
to thee,
Texas, one state,
under God, one
and indivisible.
Okay, so I so stated that we have a quorum. Commissioner Perdola is out today on an emergency. Okay, move to item number 3. Do we have public comment?
2.
All right. 2. Mr. Russell Dickerson? Dixon? Dickerson. Okay, sir, you have 3 minutes.
All right. I'd like to speak to you today about pumping the brakes on any new permits for Frontier to expand. We had an outage that began the 30th for County Road 221 and 223, according to them, 19 customers. When I finally canceled service last Wednesday, they had still not repaired it. They won't give you an update. They constantly tell you that, the technicians are working on it right now. I finally, after, on Monday, I started trying to find, because they have an office right here, and this office actually knows what's going on, but no one can get into the office. They have great big no trespass signs saying don't come in here, and I even tried sitting out front out in the public right of way with a sign asking for somebody to stop and give me a status. 5 trucks drove by me. They even waved as they went by. No management came out to talk, nothing. And they essentially have a public monopoly. You know, the people, I'm fortunate that I live close to 181, so I had the option of switching to the T-Mobile home gateway because I can see the tower. But the people who live down at 223 have no option. And when we had ZipLink, I had to put a 60-foot tower up. I almost had, almost tall enough for FAA clearance, right, to get any kind of internet. So all those people had no option but to sit and wait. And if they can't handle the customers they have now, they should not be expanding. And they should be more honest with the people who are their customers about when they're actually going to fix the problem. We had the big outage up here with Phelps, right? But they gave regular updates. People weren't happy about it, but you could go to their webpage and they would tell you what was wrong and what they were doing to fix it. You get none of that with Frontier. Thank you.
Next speaker is Rita Jordan.
Good morning. This may be a little repetitious for some. I have attended Commissioners Court before. Judge, you were not here that day. But I wanted to introduce myself to the newcomers today that might be here. I am serving as the field director for Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz. And we have an office in Seguin. And we're actually having our grand opening tomorrow for the McAllen office. I will also be here in Wilson County one day a month, and we'll be meeting at the where the library is in the Texas Ag Life, the old elementary school. They have given us permission to use one of those rooms there for me to meet with constituents that might want to come and visit with me. We are here to assist constituents with issues such as, IRS issues, Social Security, Veterans Administration, immigration passports. Also, right now I'm working with your local high school on a congressional art competition that's coming up. So I've reached out to all the high schools in the district. We can assist possibly with grants. We can work with, we've worked with the Economic Development Corporation here, actually, and we got a grant that we're going to submit, Monica's going to submit into an appropriations bill. So we can help with things like that. But I just wanted folks to know that we're here. If you have issues, Commissioner Aiken and I have been talking about an event that they're having in Stockdale that we're going to try to get the Congresswoman there. Feel free to reach out to me. I have business cards here. If anybody would like one before they leave, I'd be happy to give it. And just wanted to let you know we're here to support all constituents. Thank you.
Thank you. Move to item number 4, completion, certificates of completion and awards, and I have several I need to read off. Cyber Security Awareness Training, Certificate of Completion, Genevieve Martinez. Association of State Floodplain Managers Incorporated, Texas Floodplain Management Association recognizes Rebecca Lee Scriven, Certified Floodplain Manager Certification. Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service to Commissioner Scott Aiken for completing his ICS 400 Advanced Incident Command System for complex incidents, and for completing ICS 300 Intermediate Incident Command System for expanding incidents. The VG Young Institute of County Government awards a certificate to me for 4 hours of educational training and administrative training in the county budgeting. So I think all our commissioners have been through ICS already. Fun course, right? I don't want to upset our TDM people. It is a good course, though. Okay. On agenda item number 6, Gary Martin, Commissioner Precinct Number 1, discuss and take action on proclamation for.
You forgot.
Did I get number 5? Okay, extension activity reports. Sorry.
On the Wilson County 4-H side, we do have we host the district rifle contest. That'll be next Saturday at the show home.
You want to take the podium and tell us about it?
So next week is Spring Roundup, and that's our spring contest, and it holds a lot of different contests for District 10, which includes, 21 counties? And so we are fortunate enough that we use the expo building, the back part for the rifle contest. And when we were on the meeting last week, we've got 144 shooters. So the schedule they sent us Thursday afternoon, and we're going to start shooting at like 7:30 a.m. and we'll go to about 3:45 Saturday. So it's going to be a fantastic day. And plus then earlier in the week, all 3 of us will be in Fredericksburg doing more contests and things at their facilities up there. So it's exciting.
How many animals from the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo did we have to house here because of overflow? Do we know?
I don't know. Do you know how many?
This year was the first year that we did that because of the wave situation, and we had roughly, give or take, between the first and second, like only pigs, and it was probably about 80 of them. Yeah. Would like to go further into that. We've got a contact now that they worked really well. They cleaned their area, they picked it up. It worked out really.
It's exciting.
Yeah, no, it worked out for them because they don't have a transition spot.
Yeah.
Because of the 2 waves, so that's what we have this year.
Hopefully, we kept them to the back part where there's no leaking in the roof, correct?
Do what?
We kept them to the back part of the barn, not in the middle where it leaks.
They were actually somewhat in the middle. It's further up where that is a problem. Where they were at was.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate that. Okay, now we'll go to item number 6. Gary Martin, Commissioner, Precinct 1, discuss and take action on proclamation for Telecommunications Week, 9/11, 4/9/23 to 4/15/23.
Yeah, so obviously in the Sheriff's Department, our telecommunicators keep everybody in touch and going, and it's our privilege, I think, today to recognize them. So Judge, I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation for Telecommunicators Week.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Any other discussion? There's none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against, motion passes. I will read the proclamation. And before I do that, I want to let our telecommunications people know that how important that was for my 34 years in law enforcement. That was our lifeline. Without good telecommunications personnel, we're hanging out there. And y'all, that is a very stressful job. I know I got put on the panel one time when I was a Corpus Christi policeman, and I mean the panel, I am doing the dispatching. And when you're listening to 10 or 15 guys all screaming at you, it's difficult, especially when they all feel like they're number one. They got an armed robbery going here or a homicide going over there, and you're trying to direct everybody. All right, State of Texas Officer of the Governor. A calm, reassuring voice can provide a degree of peace in the most trying of circumstances. To this end, dedicated men and women throughout the nation promote public safety by answering calls for help in the most literal sense possible. On a daily basis, hundreds of thousands of Americans in distress call 911. In their hour of need, public safety telecommunicators connect them with police officers, firefighters, and medical personnel. In such crises as arson, burglary, or car collisions or damaged public utilities, swift response make the difference between life and death, and public safety telecommunicators therefore play a significant role in both emergency management and our society at large. The critical occupation comprises 911 operators, poison control programs, dispatchers, and other communication specialists, and they are, in many instances, the first responders. Public safety telecommunicators are indeed unsung heroes, and they leverage analytical ability and communication skill in service to the greater good. With the utmost speed and accuracy, they gather necessary information and dispatch the appropriate aid. They are called upon in the face of trauma and tragedy, but public safety telecommunicators maintain a composed professional demeanor. By doing so, they pave the way for the best possible outcomes. Every moment of every day, thousands of telecommunicators stand at the ready to protect and serve their fellow man, and they are a critical element of our multifaceted public safety apparatus. Thanks to scientific and industrial progress and collaboration between the public and private sectors, we now have a robust, sophisticated public safety structure that ensures reliable access to emergency telecommunication services. To meet our people's ever-evolving needs and enhance public safety, the Commission on State Emergency Communications supports telecommunicators, provides ongoing education, and sets industry-wide professional standards. Moreover, the Commission leads our people toward an even more secure tomorrow by building next-generation 911, an innovative, interconnected, and interoperable system of systems. Each year, a week in April is set aside to shed light on the public safety telecommunicators and to celebrate their many contributions and achievements. At a moment's notice, these men and women can connect loved ones to life-saving resources, and as such, we owe them a considerable debt of gratitude. At this time, I encourage all Texans to educate themselves about the dire needs the public safety telecommunicators meet and to express sincere appreciation. When it matters most, those committed professionals prove that the Lone Star State's greatest asset lies within the people who call it home. Therefore, I, Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas, do hereby proclaim April 9th through 15th, 2023 to be Telesafety Communicators Week.
Thank you. And I know not all of y'all could be there because somebody's got to be manning the radio, but please give our sincere thanks to those that couldn't be here this morning, and we appreciate y'all taking the time out because I know some of y'all are off right now to come this morning. We appreciate it. Thank you for the job that you do for the county.
Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 7.
Can you just say this is in addition to the completion and awards?
Oh.
And it's just this name. Just
Okay, we have a late-minute awards thing that I need to announce in open court for certificates on cybersecurity awareness. Training that was completed by Don Barnett, Ruby Camarillo, Yvonne Calunga, Jennifer Hausenflug, Monica Lascano, Daniela Noguez, Jennifer Ray, Rosie Soto, Ashley Trejo, Wendy Traquil, Sandy Verial, Patricia Zamora. Okay. Put that in the minutes. Okay, we'll move to item number 7.
Judge.
Yes.
Sheriff.
Before you move forward, don't mind taking a picture with this?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Well, we'll take a quick break. Come on. Y'all come over here. Let's come right here. Y'all.
Put stick on this. Try to go to the ground.
I know.
You can't see it.
So go ahead and look over here first, and then. Okay, now you go ahead.
Thank you, guys. I see the same way. Yes. You want to move this down? Yeah. Yeah. Is she not here? She's not here. Okay, so we're going to skip over agenda item number 7 and come back to it. We're going to go to number 8. Commissioner Martin, discuss and take action on appointing Sherry M. Heatherly to the ESD2 Board of Commissioners.
Yes, so ESD2 had a commissioner resign. President John Burleson contacted me with Ms. Heatherly's name and her resume. Mr. King and I, Commissioner King and I interviewed her over the phone, and Mr. Aiken, I believe, has talked to her. And so the background and experience that she has, I believe, would make her a very critical member of that board. So I'll make a motion to appoint Sherry M. Heatherly to the ESD Board of Commissioners.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Is there any other discussion? If not, call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Congratulations, Ms. Heatherly. If you will come up to the podium, I'm going to swear you in. Raise your right hand, please. I, Sherry M. Heatherly,
I, Sherry M. Heatherly,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the Office of Commissioner ESD2
of the Office of Commissioner of ESD2
of the State of Texas
of the State of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect,
preserve, protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and this state, so help me God.
and of this state, so help me God.
Congratulations. I have 2 forms. We're going to sign this. If you'll just stay here with us in court, and then we'll get that done.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations. Okay. Agenda number 9 is supposed to have been presented by Commissioner Paradola. He's out on an emergency. As you can see, he's not here at the court. Commissioner Martin, would you go ahead and discuss on the financing of a wheel loader for Precinct 3 and the wheel loader and road widener that will be shared by Precinct 1 and 3?
Right. So Commissioner Perdola and I got together, and we want to purchase a road widener and a wheel loader. We're splitting that cost 50/50. Basically, I had sufficient funds in my reserve account to pay cash for mine, and Commissioner Perdola elected to finance his half. Basically, the road widener's paid for in cash, and then the cash that was left over from the total went towards the down payment of the loader from my half of the money. And so this is the Finance Commissioner's Precinct 3's, Mr. Perdola's portion of that equipment. So I'll make a motion to approve oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Brenda has the information on the contract and the.
Yes. So I've got the entire finance contract here, the promissory note. We are going to finance it through government capital. As Commissioner Martin said, we are giving a down payment. We've already, $16,602, I believe, and the remaining balance is being financed by Precinct 3. And I do have a resolution here to be read. Do you want me to read it, Judge?
Sure, go ahead.
A resolution regarding a contract for the purpose of financing a compact wheel loader. Whereas Wilson County, the issuer, desires to enter into that certain finance contract number 10282 by and between the issuer and Government Capital Corporation, GCC, for the purpose of financing a compact wheel loader. The issuer desires to designate this finance contract as a qualified tax-exempt obligation of the issuer for the purposes of Section 265B3 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended. Now therefore be it resolved by Wilson County, Section 1, that the issuer will enter into a finance contract with GCC for the purpose of financing a compact wheel loader. Section 2, that the finance contract dated as of April 10th, 2023 by and between the Wilson County and GCC is designated by the issuer as a qualified tax-exempt obligation for the purposes of Section 265B3 of the IRS Code 1986 as amended. Section 3, that the issuer appoints the county judge or the county judge's designee as the authorized signer of the finance contract number 10282 dated as of April 10, 2023 by and between Wilson County and GCC, as well as any other ancillary exhibit, certificate, or documentation needed for the contract. And Section 4, the issuer will use loan proceeds for reimbursement of expenditures related to the property within the meaning of Treasury Regulation 1.150-2 as promulgated under the IRS Code of 1986 as amended. This resolution has been passed upon motion made by a board member, seconded, and then by a vote.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second. Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Is there any other discussion? Okay.
And then it has been sent to our county attorney's office for review, and then I also have a letter to be signed by the attorney's office that they have reviewed it as well. So I'll get your signatures after court.
There's no other discussion. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. I'd like to take a moment now that we're talking to our commissioners. I have never seen four of the hardest working county commissioners that come together and help each other out, even with equipment. They go to their adjoining commissioners and help out with, we have a serious problem with the roads being destroyed right now by the oil field trucks that are coming through. And I personally have went out with several individually, not together, to take photographs of these roads and how once they even repair the roads, within a week, they're destroyed. So I'm going to take it upon myself to start contacting people at the Capitol so we can get some reimbursement on what these trucks are destroying on these back roads, because I know that they're getting screamed at from citizens back there, and rightfully so, but they're doing the best they can, and they're doing it by cooperating with each other, and I really appreciate that, and I know the county does too, so. Okay, item number 10, discuss and take action on allowing county clerk to enter a service provider agreement with certified payments to be able to accept credit cards as a form of payment. Ms. Martinez.
Okay, so this is who we currently have with the tax office. They're just adding the county clerk's office so that if we ever did decide to go with somebody else, we just take ourselves off and don't have to do the whole county. I already got with the auditor and the treasurer. We're looking at going live May 1st. It's not a cost to us. When you make your payment, just like at the tax office, some of it's gonna go to our bank account and their charge, which is the, believe it was 2.19% or the $2, will go directly to them. There is no taking it out later. It's pretty cut and dry. And so we're asking that y'all approve for us to go into this agreement.
We've never had the use of a credit card in the clerk's office, or have we?
We've never accepted credit cards in the
But now we
clerk's
will.
office. Yeah, we're looking to go live May 1st.
You can accept credit cards for everything in the clerk's office?
Correct.
In your office for everything?
Once we go live, yes.
Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
Judge, I'll make a motion to allow the county clerk to enter in the service provider for credit card payment.
Motion made by Commissioner King. Is there a second?
Second.
Second made by Commissioner Aiken. Is there any other discussion? If there is none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Thank you, ma'am. Mhm. This one right here? Okay, I'll make sure I get that. Agenda item number 11, Ms. Christina Moots, the county treasurer, discuss take action on allowing county treasurer to enter into a new 63-month printer contract with Documation.
Similar to what was brought last court, and here's the original.
Okay.
The current contract that we had on file was not up to our standards. We do a lot of color printing as well as black and white for payroll. So I met with Documation just to update everything, and you'll see on there are what they provide as a monthly allowance that is way over, we've gone a little over 1,000 monthly. And then, of course, I had to adjust because we had no color on contract from the previous one. So they adjusted that. So now I'm just wanting to go ahead and go forward with a new contract. It is 63 months to help better suit our needs.
Okay, Ms. Moots, we been with them already?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with their service?
Yes, very, very much so. If you have any issues, they have come out, if it's not that day, depending on the time, the next day to service the machine. Always answer questions, willing to help, you name it. Very pleased with their service. Knock on wood, the machine's great.
Okay.
You have one machine in your office?
We do. We have one machine and right now 2 smaller printers, but most of the payroll, timesheet printing, a lot of our bigger jobs are done on that one printer.
Bigger machine?
Yes, sir.
Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to allow the county treasurer to enter to a 63-month printer contract with Documation.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Is there any other discussion?
Thank you.
There's none. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Thank you, ma'am. I'll get together, I don't know where to sign on that. Okay. We'll move to agenda item number 12. Sheriff Stewart, discuss and take action on contract to provide CAD service to the Spillman Flex system. Sheriff, you have the floor.
Yes, sir. Commissioners, I know when we went to Spillman, the maintenance contract for the CAD system through Motorola was gonna be somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000 a year. And we didn't have that budgeted, and I thought that was a little bit pricey. We went out with the assistance of the ESD1. They found us a person that has taken care of that for us for the last year and a half. That person had some medical issues and quit, and we went looking for a replacement. I have found a company out of San Antonio that will do this for $8,000 a year on a 3-year contract. Also on the $8,000 a year, the 5 ESDs have already agreed that they will cover half of that. They'll cover $4,000 and we cover the other $4,000. To me, that's a fair deal. It's as important to them to keep that system up and running because it assists them in how they make calls and whatnot. And they're on board with taking care of $4,000 a day, $8,000 a year. I believe it's the most economical and best route for us to go right now for maintenance of that CAD system.
So Sheriff, for our audience and our citizens that are listening in live right now and those in the, explain what the CAD and the Spillman system is, because it is an extremely important tool for y'all.
It's our report management system, it's our RMS system. The CAD portion of it runs dispatch and all of the fire and EMS. It locates where we are, it puts us the closest route to get there. It identifies locations to the telecommunicators on their screen, and that's information being accurate and up to date is basically a time-saving and life-saving benefit to the citizens.
All right, Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to give this CAD service of Spillman for $4,000 from the county and $4,000 from the ESDs.
Motion made by Commissioner King. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second made by Commissioner Martin. Is there any discussion? I'm sorry, go
Just
ahead. Go ahead.
Question, so private individual, established company,
It's a company.
It
It's
is,
a new company. They actually, one of the persons actually used to work for Motorola.
okay. Can we have their name just for the purposes of,
Judge, do you have that contract? I know I gave it to you last week.
That's going to be.
That's documentation. I don't have it with me offhand. Genevieve, do we have it? Don't have it. You remember who it is offhand, sure?
I cannot remember the name when it comes to that offhand.
Okay.
didn't
I
mean
get
to
it
put
for
you
you.
on the spot, I just, it's not on the agenda item, I was wondering who. As long as it doesn't exceed that amount, then.
No, as long as it doesn't exceed that amount, okay. Okay, I forget, we had a motion made by Commissioner Martin, or King, I'm sorry. Seconded by Commissioner Martin. Any other discussion? Not, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against, motion passes. Thank you. Item number 13, Nikki Storr, Library Director, discuss and take action on approving the Tucker Foundation's Library Transformation Grant 23110 in the amount of $97,620. Storr, you have the floor. Good morning.
Well, it's come to happen that we've been after this grant since 2018, that they have finally approved the $97,000 for the Stockdale Library. So all of this is shelving and furniture and wall displays for the new library that we just moved back into.
Is there a match?
No, it's a reimbursement type of grant, but it's not a matching grant.
That's good.
If you want a little bit of information, the Tucker Foundation is out of Austin, and they fund and help public libraries whose community is 12,000, population of 12,000 or less. So they're opening their checkbook for us if we pay for it first.
And there's not any request on their part. We're not having to do anything to take and satisfy other than what you're
Fill out the
purchasing and
form in
putting
the
in
end.
place.
We have one year to submit pictures, and I understand that the Library Advisory Board for Stockdale, the group of ladies there, would like to host a grand opening as soon as everything gets ordered and in place.
You mentioned we have a year, so do you know if those expenses will be hitting prior to 9/30 this year, or will it be something that we will have to budget for our new fiscal year?
I'm hoping that they will get here before then, because from what I understand, that they were asking me who does the purchase orders, so they were getting the purchase orders together to send to me to forward to us to, it's a long way around to doing it, I guess, but they should come in this year.
By 9/30, you think?
I'm hoping.
I guess, do we need to
So,
do a budget amendment for
Well,
this?
I don't know. So are we going to have the expenses hit your budget? that's unbudgeted, and then hope that the reimbursement comes. Is there any chance that the reimbursement will come after the fiscal year?
It has not happened that way in the past. In the past, everything's always been concluded by the beginning of our fiscal year. End of one, beginning of another one.
But I guess in the current environment, you feel like you can order, get in, and get all this stuff up before,
We can
well
get this
before
signed
9.
to them right away, yes.
That we'll be able to order, receive, pay, and get reimbursed all by 9:30. Then there would not be a need to adjust the budget because it'd be a wash, basically.
Correct. That's,
What reassurance do we have that it'll be in by 9:30?
I'm sorry?
What reassurance will we have that that funding will be in by 9:30?
I don't have any. It's not listed in their contract of when they guarantee. The only thing in their contract is that if we have to notify them in writing if anything changes or we decide to cancel, that we have the correct tax exempt forms. And it doesn't, that's it.
Your Honor, if it does not come by 9:30, I'll know that, and then we can just make an adjustment in the new fiscal year if need be.
Is there, have we met the deadline on submitting this thing already?
We've met all of their requirements so far. It's just that this is considered a conditional grant that we signed this contract today.
There's no match attached?
No. Mm-mm.
I wish we'd get a lot of those.
I'm trying. The other time that the Talker Foundation helped the Stockdale Library is right before I got involved with them in 2014. I helped them become automated, and that was additional money from the Talker Foundation paid for that money for the library to become automated instead of Excel spreadsheets on who had what checked out when.
Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
Judge, I make the motion that we accept the $97,620 from the Tucker Foundation for Grant 23110.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Akins, seconded by Commissioner Martin. Is there any other discussion? There is none. We'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
the sheriff was able to find his written contract on his phone. The company, in reference to the CAD service, is Crossroads GIS Solutions, Inc., just to be able to put it in the record.
Crossroads.
GIS Solutions Incorporated.
Okay, now I remember reading that somewhere, but I'll have to go back. That was probably an attachment that you had when you put an agenda, so I'll go back and pull it down from the computer. Okay. All right, we move to agenda number 14. Sheriff Stewart, again, you have the floor on the sheriff's progress report.
I have stats for you in the next Commissioners Court meeting for last month. I will say that we had a 30-day task force this last week involving Operation Lone Star Task Force and some local entities. It was a pretty good 3 days, even consider the weather on Wednesday and Thursday. I'll have those stats for you at the next one.
Now that you mentioned the Lone Star Task Force, you know, there's, would you explain for the record here to the folks what happens when all they see these different agencies come in and they don't understand what's going on, so.
Through the governor's office, we got a grant for Operation Lone Star, which is his border, drug, human trafficking, immigration task force. By getting the grant, we basically are agreed to involve ourselves in the governor's fight against that. There's 22 in our task force. I think right now we have 22 agencies, different agencies. And we target as a task force different locations in South Central Texas on different days to try to find and get illegal immigrants, narcotics, weapons, stolen vehicles. We basically are an interdiction unit, and we look for everything. And so far, I have to say that the group we have together is very, very dedicated to getting the job done, and we are pretty good at what we do. And even the governor's office recognizes that our task force and the way we operate it is doing exactly what he envisioned it doing.
I think it started off with Border Star 15 years ago. Now it's Operation Lone Star. Right.
Yes.
Thank you, Sheriff.
And the only other thing to add to that report is, as we discussed last time about the jail renovations, I have three firms already reached out to me. They're gonna come look at the jail locks itself on that engineer's deal. I have a local welder going to spec out the privacy shields, and we are going to look into doing the shower stall as a, Gary, what's the word I'm looking for?
In-house. In-house or with assistance. We've got a local painter that's apparently done some work there before.
We're
I'm
gonna
familiar
use
with what needs to be
basically
done.
that same epoxy like you put on concrete floors. That it's permanent, it's
Makes
colored.
it seal.
Yeah, it would actually be probably the most economic and easiest way to make those cleanable and still look good. So we've got all three of those major projects being looked into right now.
And so for the public to understand, we have to bring all those up so that we meet code?
Yes, we meet standards.
Standards
Jail commission.
for the jail commission, so, okay. Agenda item number 15, Rebecca Scriven, Permits and Development Director. We'll start with 15A. Naming of a private lane, number 1 Precinct 4, White Horse Lane Extension, review and approve.
All right. We had a request for the extension of White Horse Lane. It is an existing private road. However, an exempt subdivision was created with larger than 10-acre tracts, so they are requesting to extend the private road, White Horse Lane, through to the newer tracts that were created. Lovely.
I guess my only question would be is why would we call it an extension? I mean, it's the same road, but, I mean, Commissioner Aiken, are you good with that?
In visiting with Mrs. Scriven, they needed this to be able to show access to the back 10-acre properties. And the question came up exactly, so if it's already a lane, but they wanted to take and have it put into the record where we're recognizing it as a lane. You know, the way it is right now, it'll never be approved to be a county road. You know, they're not going through the steps. And so anybody who chooses to buy one of those 10-acre plots back there is going to be stuck with whatever they decide to take and pay for in improvements, because there's not a chance of it ever being something that we will have to maintain as a county.
Correct. It's for the purpose of 911 address.
They need addressing, and that's what drives us. So,
And I guess, sounds like they're creating a road, but they're really not.
It's an easement on the.
So it's going to be
survey
just
that
an
they did.
easement, so we're not into that issue that we've discussed before.
Correct.
Creating a road doesn't exempt them, okay? And I guess you're good with that, Ms. Yarn?
All right. Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion for 15A1.
make a motion that we extend what's known as White Horse Lane as per the plat that you have in front of you.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Aiken, seconded by Commissioner King. Is there any further discussion? If there's not, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes for 15A1. We'll move to 15B. Go ahead, Ms. Scrivens, utility permit. You know what, we'll talk, let me go ahead and name all of them. We can vote one time. So, number 1, permit 722 Sunco WSC Precinct 1, County Road 454, and County Road 252, review and approve. B2, permit 723 SSWSC Precinct 3, County Road 342, review and approve. B3, permit 724 SSWSC Precinct 3, Lake Valley Drive, review and approve. B4, permit 725 SSWSC Precinct 3, Quail Run, review and approve.
Judge, I'd offer a correction on item B1. It's in precinct 2, not precinct 1.
Okay, we'll make that note, please. That needs to be corrected on the minutes. Okay. Go ahead, ma'am.
Sir. So for utility permit 722, Sunco Water Supply is proposing to trench and install 800 feet of a 3-inch water main in the county right-of-way along County Road 454 and 252. The water line is going to be placed 4 feet below the toe of the ditch. And currently, the water line, what they're replacing currently is in private property. They're needing to move it into the county road due to they're avoiding a new oil field pipeline. It'll be 400 feet on County Road 454 and 400 feet on 252.
So I was going to ask, okay, they're going closer to the road, so that one part is in private property?
Yes, the
Online?
water line, the main is currently in a private property on that corner, but they're bringing it out into the right-of-way, avoiding the.
So there's within that property right there on that corner, there's already water there for oil fracking and stuff like that. So we have that, that's why they're bringing theirs out and around that to better protect their line compared to that right there. Also, there is a lot of flooding in there. I've talked to the owner, and there's always problems in there. So for them to get in there, it's gonna be easy for them to maintain their line on this county right-of-way vice going into that property where it's flooded at all times.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve permit number 722 for County Road 454 and County Road 252.
Second.
Okay, we're going to do it individually then? That's okay with me.
The other ones are in precinct 3, so.
Okay.
That's what I was going to bring up, is usually the commissioner presiding brings it up because they've inspected it.
Let's go ahead and do it.
Has anybody talked to Commissioner Verdola about
It
That's
was
why I
sent to
was
him
wondering,
for
he's
review.
not here, so.
It was sent to him for review, and any commissioner can approve it. It's just typically the commissioner whose precinct the utility permit is in that approves it.
Okay, so I have a motion for Commissioner King. Do I have a second on 15? Oh, Commissioner Martin, seconded on 15B1. Any other discussion? There none, call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against, motion passes. Thank you. We'll move to 15B2.
All right, utility permit 723 is to a proposal to bore under County Road 342, approximately 5,300 feet north of US 87. It's a typical 1-inch service line with a 2-inch casing to service a 17.3 acre tract.
I think you can present all of them. We
That's what I was
can
gonna
do
say.
all of
Go
them.
ahead.
Making sure.
Go ahead with 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead.
Utility permit 724 is also a 1-inch service line with 2-inch casing proposal to bore under Lake Valley Drive. It's for a 1.01 acre tract, and it'll be 7 feet inside the county right-of-way. And utility permit 725 is a proposal to bore under Quail Run with a 1-inch service line with a 2-inch casing, approximately 8 feet inside of county road, inside of the county right-of-way.
I spoke with Commissioner Perdola this morning. everything else he mentioned, he didn't mention these, so I'm assuming he didn't have any problems. So I'll make a motion to approve permit 723, 724, and 725.
Motion made by Commissioner Morton, seconded by Commissioner King. Is there any other discussion? There is none. Call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Those pass. Thank you. Now, we're going to recess until 10 o'clock for 15C. We're going to go into a public hearing. Application for revised plat of Tierra Robles subdivision, Unit 3, Lot 155, and subdivision Tierra Robles, Unit 3, Lot 155, replat. And then review and approve final plat and discuss take action. So we are in recess right now until 10 o'clock.
Judge? Item that we have to go to on the presentation by his son, Arlene Silver's wanting to know, can she call in if something happened that she can't be here in person?
Sure.
So John has the
And
phone.
John,
So now